Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CSTV. I'm your host, Kathleen Egaltoto, and this is the Gang series. For the new members, kindly remember to subscribe, touch the notification bell, and for our continued supporters, please give this video a thumbs up. Check if you have subscribed, and please subscribe. Now, the Gang series today leads us to Eastleigh. When we talk about Eastleigh, what comes into our mind is a huge market for clothes, children's stuff, carpets, fitenge, and so forth. Shoes, Turkish things, bags, and all sorts of things in the city of Nairobi. It is an environment that is largely populated by ethnic Somalia who are majorly business people in the city. Now, despite the region or the area being a huge market that everybody desires or wishes to go in terms of seeking for one or two commodities, one thing is untold about Eastleigh market, and it is environment. The superpower gang. The superpower gang is one of the most dangerous gangs in Nairobi, ranked position 3 after Mungiki and Gaza. So it tells you that that gang is actually dangerous. It's not even near the Cheshire Embakasi. It's not even near the Cheshire Kingore, Cheshire Darachani, Bakongo, and so forth. It is competing with groups like Mungiki and Gaza. Now this raises a question. Then who constitutes the super power gang in Eastleigh and its environments? One unique thing about this super power gang, about 80% of its members are high school teenagers. High school teenagers within schools in Eastleigh. High school teenagers who have opted for criminality as a way of survival, as a way of having fun, and so forth. And one thing that you need to understand with these teenage gangs is the fact that these teenagers are not necessarily from poor families or from slums, as the larger narrative about criminality and gangs goes outside them. The reality is, in this gang we have kids from super rich families, their parents operating businesses within the city and within Eastleigh. But because of peer pressure, the desire to have extra, the living pressure from making others suffer, the sense of belonging, all those things are driving these young people into this gang. Then the question comes in, who does these young teenagers target? They have several targets. They target mobile phones. So you've lost, your phone has been snatched instantly sometimes. There's a very huge probability that it was snatched by a superpower gang member. They also target cash, jewelry, motor part spares, and so forth. And when we're talking about cash, what happens with these young men is that they normally parade outside malls. Eastleigh has so many malls. We have malls where you can get curtains, carpets, fitenge, men wears, women wears, all sorts of things. So what they do is that they parade outside those malls. Some even parade as hawkers to spot an easy targets. And sometimes they do parade outside the M-Pesa kiosks. And in these M-Pesa kiosks is that they will be just there as if they are also waiting to withdraw money. So once you withdraw the money, they will follow you and attack you. They have also learned the art or the technique of using dragging or like zombification. This is where they will throw either a handkerchief or a lasso to you. You know, you are online waiting to be served, and then somebody comes, behaves as if he or she is falling, and then he throws at you a piece of cloth, like maybe he was using it as mtandio, and then he behaves like he's falling, and the piece of cloth gets to fall on you, and they target that piece of cloth has fallen on your eyes or like on your face. So in that way, they are able to kidnap, to drag you, and then they will follow you and take the money without you noticing. So it is a gang that is constituted of very young people, but young people who have mastered the art and the strategy of taking from people that what does not belong to them. And they normally also carry out murder, and this murder happens when they are doing robbery with violence. Sometimes they do stab people to that. If they ask you to surrender something and then you want to raise alarm, or if you don't want to surrender, they stab you. And then they also carry out the street mugging, pickpocketing, and robbery with violence, just as I've told you. And one could wonder which types of weapons they use. These young men uses knives, machetes, pangas, pistols, and drugs. Drugs helps them so much in zombification. Like, they make you unconscious or irrational in your way of thoughts. By the time you come back to your conscious, you have told them even your M-Pesa PIN numbers and so forth. What makes it hard for operations within the streets of Eastleigh in terms of flashing out such gangs is a lot of complications and dynamics that are involved in operations when it comes to Eastleigh area. Police operations in Eastleigh area raises a number of concerns that raises from religious profiling, human rights abuse, ethnic profiling, and so forth. So you find that this gang is aware that Eastleigh is largely dominated by the Muslim community, the Somalia community, and most of these Somalia brothers and sisters are Islam. And therefore, this gang knows that if the government started crackdowns there, and sometimes the police officers also do overdo those operations, you realize that then it raises human rights issues, there's always an outcry, and therefore the operations cease. So that's how that group is able to survive, because operating in Eastleigh for it is easy, because then there's that hiding behind the aspect that whenever there's a crackdown, if somebody is killed around here, if their member is killed, then what could come out is aspects to do with profiling of the people who live in Eastleigh area. Now, you understand who are the superpower gang of Eastleigh. So the next time you go to shopping at Eastleigh, be very careful. Make sure that you have withdrawn your cash from where you are coming from, or make sure that you are coming to pay through M-Pesa. Ensure that your phone is well kept, and don't start being stranded in the streets of Eastleigh, because you may be their next target. Thank you so much, and let's meet next time in the gang series. This is your girl Kathleen Agaltoto signing out and telling you, have a great week, have it true and real.